Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so today we're doing a Divine Masculine check-in. I have to say the last couple of days, I don't know if it's coming through in the readings the way I'm feeling it, but what energy. It's incredibly dense feeling and very, very, I want to say lawless, loveless in the vibe that I'm picking up on. It's quite unusual. I do want to say that in the divine feminine energy, I have not experienced such a balance feeling for the feminine collective regarding not taking this current stage of the journey personally. The actions of the masculines are not being taken personally, and there is a lot of static energy going on that any other time in the journey, I truly feel this is what would be termed holding space for the masculines to awaken in the collective, this wave that seems to be channeled in my readings. I truly believe that this is a upheaval, the beginning of the end of the karmic upheaval and conscious recognition for the masculines. I just feel like there are, for many, things coming up over the next few months that will transform the masculines through tempering the ego in a way that has not been before. I'm feeling it in humility emerging for the masculines, but I want to say like buckle the seatbelts because it feels like it's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. So there's something to do with Lionsgate Portal and so much energy coming through. So let's see what the divine feminines need to know first. What would the divine like the divine feminines to be aware of today regarding the journey? What can the divine feminines be conscious of today? Got a couple here. Page of Wands. And the Emperor is on the floor here. So the Emperor. Yeah, so look at this, guys. Like, my way or the highway. My way is the bottom line right now. So there's like no, I heard no talking to this Emperor. He's in his zone in a totally separate space right now. Look at the face here. It's like, nope. I'm going to do what I'm going to do the way I want to do it. So yeah, there's quite a wall there. The other card that came out, feminines, is the Page of Wands. Came out on the fence. So this is you choosing your own spiritual journey. This is you grabbing that wand, following your inner call, following the divine, doing what you need to do right now to align even more so. I'm hearing rooting into the divine, connecting even more deeply, centrally with the divine, while this final throes of the ego ascertain their right to navigate life completely sovereign. That's the beautiful aspect of this. There is, like the process of individuation. We saw this 2 weeks ago now, where the divine masculines literally prayed for these connections to be dissolved, asking the divine to release them from these connections. I'm still feeling that. I'm feeling that the divine masculines are in that deep exploration of what this is like without the connection, in order to observe themselves in that untethered context. Okay, so let's get some cards though now on what the masculines are thinking about the connection right now, what they are feeling on the heart space regarding the divine feminine and the connection. What are the divine masculines wishing at this time? What actions are they taking? What is the biggest challenge? What is the spirit guided solution for that challenge? Where is the energy going over the next 3 weeks to 3 months? And I'm actually going to pull some advice for the feminines and some advice or energetics for the masculines. So those cards, I will shuffle it like that and like that. Okay. Let's see what we have. So, divine masculines, what are you thinking about the connection? Okay, so Daughter of Cups. This is like the Page of Cups. In the reverse, I often think of this card as a grounding. No longer wearing the rosy sunglasses. It's like the innocence is lost a little bit here. In the reverse, it's more practical. Here's a divine feminine at sea alone and looking for progress. So it's kind of this untethered, out at sea sort of a feeling. The masculines are, I guess there's a glimmer of recognition that the masculines have left you kind of out at sea in your emotions in this connection. Wow, I'm hearing that they're actually looking at you as human, as an emotional being. I'm hearing they're seeing through their projections because they have found it safe at times to put your connection in a box, in some ways negating the person that you are, divine feminine, in order to stay the course in their own life, to prioritize the things that they've needed to do. And there's a little bit of a awakening energy here that is empathizing with your distance right now. It's like they've had the thought that you must have some emotions regarding this. It's one of those moments where you recognize you're thinking about someone and it clicks that they must be thinking about you too. The masculine's rosy sunglasses are starting to come off, and there is this feeling of, since that's happening for me, my divine feminine realistically might also experience something that would feel like this out at sea energy. The ungrounded, the directionless feeling. There's this sense of lack of direction and a bittersweet curiosity. So let's see what the feminines are meant to know by receiving that message. What is it that the feminines can take away from knowing that the masculines are having that particular look? Overcome any obstacle. I'm hearing empathy as the answer. This is interesting because I'm getting the message that the masculines have put you on a pedestal as being a little too solid, a little too mature, a little too steady, a little too I'm hearing also cold, unfeeling, untouchable. So empathy is the magic ingredient that can remove the obstacle of distance. There's a little bit of an energy in this where the masculines are seeing that the feminines have been unapproachable in some ways, and this is sort of the way in, I'm feeling. So let's look at the masculines here. What can we know for the divine masculines in this energy? seal of Venus, self-love and protection. So divine masculines, I'm just going to say it, your lack of initiative and investment in this connection has forced your feminines into self-protection. Self-love, yes, but they are also protecting themselves from you. And this is what separation is designed to do. It's designed to be damage control, really, for the autonomous being. Times of separation can be these damage control so that each is accountable for their own. It's not just simple fun and games on either side of this energy. There are also real emotions the masculines are beginning to face here in today's conscious mind. Starting to see your sincere, heartfelt energy. And in this card, I think they're also feeling like you might just be giving up on the connection, divine feminines. And I want to say that's okay, that they feel that. Okay, what are the masculines feeling on the heart space? Oh, well, I got two. 10 of Wands, burden, with the 2 of Coins and the 8 of Swords. They're feeling pretty trapped and burdened. 10 of Wands in the reverse. I'm getting the sense that they don't know how to begin. They're holding back. They are confused. They don't know how to start. It's like overwhelming. This is a budgeting card when all the bills are due at once and you have to only pay one of the bills at a time as you can. That's this kind of damage control here. So for some masculines in the collective, there is a furthest reaches of the universe where the elastic band is beginning to pull them back into knowing that something does need to change. On the heart space, they are seeing that it can't go this far out for this long without something giving. And I'm seeing either the elastic band breaking and the divine feminine like a satellite being lost at space, or the faith that the rubber band is resilient enough to snap back and bring this connection back in. It's kind of at that place here for the masculines. They're starting to feel the real and ever awareness that this isn't something they can just take for granted. So divine feminines, what are the divine feminines meant to know about that? Open to infinite possibility and give with gratitude and grace. Oh, so as hard as it can be, feminines, right now to hold energetic compassion for your masculine, I am seeing this very real recognition that you could be lost today. And so allow that to create a sense of giving freely. You know, there's that blockage that the masculines have had, the resistance to this connection in so many ways. And so the remedy here, open to the infinite possibilities that elastic band is not going to snap, that the masculines will choose with their free will to envision that elastic band being resilient and coming back in, instead of entertaining the thoughts that you would be lost at space. Those are two vastly different timelines of manifestation to believe in. And so feminines, you're being counseled here to focus on compassion and kindness, high vibe, frequency in your own life. This is some big energies lately. So do what you can to give with gratitude and grace in your daily life, while believing that miracles can happen and that this is the way through this energy. We are all right exactly where we are meant to be. in these now moments. What is it that the masculines can see on the heart space? So this is a real digging deep, feminines, into the freedom despite all odds. I'm being drawn to the turkey, and in North America, the Thanksgiving imagery. So there could be something about October, November energies here. Feeling that sense of this growing, becoming between now and then, the appreciation. And for the masculines, we're getting correspondence, declaration, and telepathy, chamber of communication. This is the energy that the masculines are having. As you can see in today's reading, there's this slight curiosity and the feminine energy. It's a tentative curiosity. It's new. I've never read this kind of emotion in the cards before, and I have been starting to share that I'm receiving telepathic approach from my masculine for the first time ever, with messages coming through where he's inquiring. And so I do feel this is quite collective right now to get a card of telepathy and this heart space. There is a genuine inquiry here from the masculines regarding whether or not this connection is guaranteed. It's almost like they have not experienced the reality of that before. And it's because you're holding your own frequencies, divine feminines. What is the masculine wishing at this time? Mother of Swords and the Hierophant. This is an interesting combination because the masculines seem to be saying that they've had an aha moment about your clarity, about who you are. Energetically, they're seeing the truth of who you are a little bit more profoundly, and that is working its way through the idea that you are an individual who has real feelings, real thoughts. You are sovereign and you could be lost. This feels like relief to the masculines. It's like that spontaneous belly laughter you have when you really have not seen something a certain way before. It's like it's just dawning on them. And there's a ladder here which reminds me of the ascension, the DNA, the upgrade, the ascended way of looking at things. Masculines are coming into a frequency of comprehension, of seeing this as a truly different connection in a profoundly spiritual, realistic way. So what is it that the feminines are meant to know about that? Wish. Let me see, was that the wish or the action? So we got 1, 2. Okay, this is the wish. So maybe I want to back up a bit. Maybe the masculines are wishing for this innovation, or wishing to dive deeper into it, wishing to unpack that information, wishing to explore why this is a radical concept, why they haven't seen this before. Reminds me of a Mark Twain quote. He said, "When I was 18, I thought my dad was the stupidest man on the planet, and by the time I was 20, I thought, man, he'd learned a lot." That's the kind of beaming, love-filled recognition that you really do love them. They're seeing you in a new way, or wanting to Let the love in to the point that it makes them feel good instead of afraid here. On a very deep level, this is a heart wish. So feminines, what are you meant to see this with? Time for beginner mind. Oh yes, feminines, your masculine has needed to stretch that elastic band into the far reaches of space in order to really view this ever-present connection through fresh eyes, so that he can see you in a sovereign beginner's way, so he can see you, they can see you in a new way, in a fresh way. Yeah, so what are we going to get for the masculines here? 2. Metatron star, exaltation, brilliance, triumph, and victory. The masculines have gotten it. They're on to it. This is a brilliant new approach, and it will culminate in victory here. And spiral of life, movement unfolding and opening. Masculines are truly starting to channel the divine aspects that qualify them to see you as divine feminine. Wow. Okay, what are the masculine's actions at this time? 6 of Wands, another victory card, and the Hanged Man. The masculines are realizing that you are not in their life. They asked for this and it came true. Just going to hold space for that thought. They're seeing their power. The masculines are understanding their ability in a very novel way to manifest their reality. Because even this binding thing that seemed to hold the most energetic control over their lives in recent history feels other. How novel. So novel. Masculines are understanding the backhanded victory that is. Whoa, really cool, masculines. What do the feminines need to know about that? Spider spirit, we often get this for the feminines. It says, make your dreams real. I'm feeling Anne the Sandpiper playful, be playful. Feminines, you have always had a motive of love and joy and play and freedom regarding the love you feel inspired for your masculine. And I feel like it's becoming a reality that you're going to get to have that opportunity with your masculine, because this motion that's unfolding in today's reading is the pre-qualification for that. It's the prerequisite to understand that your light-hearted joy is not a trick. It's not manipulation. It doesn't come with strings attached. You've done the groundwork, the behind-the-scenes work to qualify yourself to actually mean it when you go into this beautiful free energy with your masculine. I'm hearing keep the purity that way, feminines. Don't allow the journey to make you jaded. And the advice for the masculines, radon atom, autonomy, self-fulfillment, and non-reaction. Masculines, you're coming into a new level of this equilibrium, this sovereignty, which is allowing your eyes to be open to a new level of that very energy in your feminine. And so this really is indicative of that as within, so without. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. This is unfolding now, in these now moments. Okay, what is the biggest challenge for the masculines? Empress in the reverse, Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Teamwork with the Empress in the physical. This is the biggest challenge. In the 3D, coming into alignment, working with the feminine. In the reverse, these cards, oh, it just flipped in the upright. Just totally did a flip, and I'm being told to take it. So it's like a bell ringing, feminines. You just said, I'm a feminine, I'm an Empress in the upright. And there is this continuity behind the scenes. I'm hearing many of the feminines say, I am not what my masculine has thought I was. I am this Empress. You know, sometimes there has been a tendency for the masculines to downplay the abundance available because it challenges, it triggers, it confronts. But the challenge here is for the masculines to embrace this teamwork in the physical. What can we see for the feminines? When pigs fly, use your mind wisely, and truth transcends illusion. So with that fancy move that the Empress just did, your truth, your personal truth, transcends the illusion of the projections. Feminines, hold your stability, hold your knowing, hold your truth, and be that light. Allow your masculine to see the inner workings of this connection for themselves. And just glow. And just know that your thoughts create your reality, feminines. And if you know this love, if you know what you're made of, hold that light. Transcend the illusions that may not align with your truth for a time. What is it the masculines can see regarding this challenge? Subatomic velociter, acceleration, stimulation, and excitation. You're going to get very excited about who your feminine really is as you continue to catch on to the winning the lottery kind of vibe that you're going to awaken to, masculines. This is going to move it forward quickly. Feminines watching this, when your masculine understands this connection the way that it has been like a time capsule in waiting for their consciousness to see it accurately, things are just going to reach hyperspeed. I'm hearing prepare, feminines, for that. What is the solution for this challenge? Continue doing the healing work, masculines. Continue coming into the balance. Continue looking at ways that you're guarding your heart, hanging on to the status quo, not looking at things for what they are. Continue healing. Continue the process. Continue the tempering. Continue that alchemy that compromises, that isn't so legalistic, that's more humble, merciful. Those are the attributes of the High Priestess, and that's where you will meet your divine feminine, in humility and mercy. What is it we can see for the feminines regarding that advice given to the masculines? Trust in the magic. Keep trusting, feminines. Trust in the magic of this connection, of this unfolding, of the revelation. What is it we can see for the masculines? Luminosity, empowerment, and forward motion. Yeah. As things balance out, there will be forward motion. It will be Godspeed. But you have to come into the recognition of it from a divine perspective in order for that 100% vote for the hyperspeed to activate here. Where are these connections going in the next 3 weeks to 3 months? So 2 of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords again. The changes are already being laid behind the scenes. The belief structures, the timing, the tact, the recognition of these things are already being seen. There's a little bit of a shadowy vibe to this, though, I'll admit, because the Queen of Swords in the reverse is not a nice energy. And so things may have to come to a head before they balance out, is what I'm seeing here. And it's really, really good, feminines, that you are in that Empress energy and holding your own assessment of who you are, because the masculines may go through a tumultuous period here. You might be pulled into a tumultuous period if you aren't centered through the next little while. It's so very twin flamey in so many ways. Okay, what are the feminines meant to know here regarding this? Nothing is wasted. Oh, exactly. All of the nitty-gritty, juicy, grimy, gross, meaning grand, overviews, generalizations, all of it, all of the missing the mark, trying to get it right, none of it, all of it is beneficial in the context of these journeys. In the big picture, none of it's wasted. All of it qualifies these things to be called unconditional love. Super intense. What can the masculine see? Form, structure, foundation, and cosmology. Yeah, this is the way that surety is accessed. This is the motion of being sure, impeccably sure, so that there won't be any uncertainty. Once these unions come in, there will no longer be anything that wonders if they're meant to be or not. Oh, many blessings, twins. See you tomorrow. Ah.